After being at Akiba for 7 years, there are tons of things I could talk about. My favorite class, my friends, but I chose to talk about something that I think makes Akiba Akiba. At Akiba, every 2 grades are grouped together. For instance, 1st and 2nd, 3rd and 4th, all the way until 7th and 8th. This has been one of my favorite parts of Akiba. When one is in the lower of the 2 grades, one gets to learn from the older grade. When one is in the older of the 2 grades, they get to learn responsibility and learn that it is kind of annoying to be the older grade. Over the years at Akiba, I have made friends that are older and younger than me because of the way the grades are structured. It is not only good for learning to have 2 grades combined, but also good for a social aspect. Having 2 grades put together is not the only way I've learned responsibility at Akiba. When one is in 7th and 8th, they are partnered with a 1st and 2nd grade buddy. Sadly, the 2 years that I have had a buddy, we have not been able to do all the activities we would normally do because of COVID. In any case, the buddy system is a great way for 7th and 8th graders to learn responsibility. Last year, before the school closed down because of the pandemic, I would go to the preschool every lunch and recess with Lila Elia, and we would help Arun and Rebecca. We would go and read to the kids, play games, and talk with them. Over the 6 months of being with the preschoolers, I not only formed a connection with the kids, but also with Arun and Rebecca. Even though I was not at Akiba when I was in preschool, I feel like I have still made the connections with the teachers. I don't remember much about the year itself, because all I remember is hanging out with the preschoolers. This experience has shaped me as a person so much. I have learned that I am very responsible and have made friends that are 4 and 5. Akiba is a place where one can learn responsibility in many ways. By far, my favorite part of Akiba is the bus. Since I live in Skokie, I get about 2 hours on the bus a day. Now that my dad is not the bus monitor, I'm not on the bus anymore. 5 days for 5 years, I rode the bus. That's about 2,500 hours. Being on a bus for that long is bound to create memories and friendships that will last forever. So many crazy things have happened on the bus. A bus driver getting arrested, running out of gas before Shabbat, a trip to the emergency room, getting visited by an ambulance because of a slight hit by the car. No one was injured. And I will never forget having a wedding. It was not mine, I was only in 4th grade. It was Shoshi Kantz, a 2nd grader. And a Brit Milah. It was a pine cone. Do not worry. But not only have I made crazy memories, I have also made friends of all different ages. Even though there is a 2-grade structure, I still don't get to hang out with people 2 grades below or above me. Because of the bus, I have made so many more friends, and they all live close to me. I would like to say thank you to everyone on the Skokie bus, who is currently on it or was on it in the past years, for making my Akiba experience even better. When I come to visit Akiba, I will be definitely going on the bus. Thank you especially to Ayala, Anna, Adira, and Hana for always sitting next to me on the bus and making every day on the bus absolute fun. I miss seeing you guys every day. On the theme of thank yous, I would like to say thank you to my teachers. Before the teachers, I would like to say a special thank you to the health committee for making it possible to have school in person this year and making the school safe. I never thought I'd want to be in person, but I've learned over the past year how lucky I am to be in school and to have been in school for the entire year. Thank you, Mrs. Rapp, for being my first teacher ever at Akiba. I now know how to spell penguin because of our penguin unit. Thank you, Mor Shanazi, for teaching me Hebrew in 2nd grade. I also learned that you worked with my grandfather Zal. Thank you, Rabbi Holman, for being my 3rd and 4th grade Tanakh teacher. I never actually got the Dan Award because I was always talking in your class. Thank you, Mrs. Levine, for teaching me English for 4 years. I still have the frog you gave me. Mr. Essie, thank you for teaching me history and being my basketball coach. I am so glad you forced my parents to put me on the team. Thank you, Mordarit, for teaching me Hebrew and for always being there for me when I need it. Mrs. Rothfeld, thank you for teaching me science for 5 years. I love your class so much. Thank you, Mor Shlomit, for being my 5th grade Hebrew teacher. Thank you, Maor, for being my 7th and 8th grade Hebrew teacher. I can now say I have tasted vegan egg salad. Mr. Marcus, who happens to be my dad, thank you for being my math teacher for 3 years and my Tanakh and Mishnah teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Chipman, for being my humanities teacher for the past 2 years. Thank you for letting me talk to you when I need it. Arun and Rebecca, I miss seeing you both every day. Thank you for letting me help out in your classroom. Thank you, Dara, for being my art teacher. I have found my love for painting gradients in your class. Thank you, Mr. Castle, for teaching me ukulele and letting us play Guess the Song. And Mrs. Bassa for teaching me recorder. Thank you to Coach Lee, Coach West, and Coach Moss, and Mrs. Price for being my gym teachers. Thank you, Rabbi Bauman, for teaching me rabbinics. I enjoy our class conversations. Thank you, Mrs. Brackman, for teaching me Jewish thought in 7th grade. Thank you, Mr. Amiel, for teaching me math this year. I have gone through many notebooks and learned lots of history. Thank you, Polly, for helping me in math class when I need it. Thank you, Dr. French, for being my English teacher at the end of 6th grade. Thank you, Mrs. Freeman Parks, for always helping me when I was hurt or hungry. Thank you to Mrs. Schiller and Mrs. Cass for being my principals. Thank you to Mrs. Cass for working so hard to keep our school open this year. Finally, thank you to the 8th grade class of 2021. School would not be as eventful without you guys.